Hi, welcome to another episode of The Awakenings. My name is Rain Zabin, and I will be helping you empower yourself as an empath and understand narcissism a lot better. So I came with this fabulous idea. It might be controversial to all of you. I have no science proof yet. I just have my own experience proof. And this information I have shared with quite many of my clients, and they related. It made so much sense to them. The way it made sense to me, the way it makes sense to them, I'm hoping it makes sense to you. So I have two girls. One is 5 and one is 6 years old. Yes, it is tough, and it's very enriching at the same time to have that age group. Now, the beauty of being faced with these two ages on a daily basis have given me such a crazy insight to narcissism. As I watch them and deal with them as a mother, I have noticed that so many of their traits are really super similar to a grown-up narcissist. Now, my girls are not narcissists, and by no means at all are they. They're just little girls doing what normal 5 and 6 year olds do. Yet what normal 5 and 6 year olds do is okay. But what narcissists do at the age of 20, 30, and 40, and 50 is not normal for their age. So basically, as I observed them, it made me think. Have narcissists not developed from that age? Have the neurons not connected after the age of 5? Are they trapped in the body of an adult with the brain of an entitled, nagging, sensitive, tantrumy 5-year-old mind? And all I can say is, yes, most likely, yes. And I'm going to share with you why this is my new thought. Let's go into the age of 5 a little bit. So at the age of 5, and all you mothers out there who have 5 and 6 or 4, 5 and 6 and 7 year olds will completely relate to this once I give you this insight. The age of 5, children have bouts of empathy towards others, and they may feel someone feeling sad, yet it just takes a few seconds and they revert back to their egomanic state, right? So in time, through socializing and parenting, the child learns to feel for others for longer periods of time and empathize and sympathize. Now, as for the narcissist, those skills are not improved in time. Their tantrums, nagging, and persistence just stay. There's no hope at the end of the tunnel, basically. So let's imagine this. Imagine a 5-year-old in the body of a man or a woman. And this body is of a mother, a CEO, a father. How would it look like to you? I mean, really, think about it. And I'm sure you would feel like you're dealing with a child all day long. 1 minute they're happy, the next second they're angry. 1 minute they love you and lavish you with care, and the next they hate you and are really angry at you for saying no to candy, right? The fluctuation of feelings all in the span of an hour. So what I've come to notice is that when dealing with a child, we're exhausted. Yet, we know they are children and will grow out of it. We know it's a phase. Yet when dealing with a narcissist, we hope it's a phase and they will grow out of it with the right type of love, and yet they never do. We assume if we give them so much love, they'll grow out of it, but they don't. We exert the same type of energy, and yet with children, we're not expecting them to know any better. We're not expecting them to be fair or responsible or mature like we would an adult. Now imagine giving so much power to a 5-year-old. Imagine he's a CEO of a company. He manages people, his word is God, he says yes and no according to his mood and emotional state. And everyone expects this 5-year-old to be fair, to share his toys, to be kind, to feel for others, to be respectful, to know when to talk and when to listen, and to play nice with others. All the things that parents teach their kids at the age of 5 in hopes of giving them a sense of self and compassion for others. So let me just share this insight with you. Now, children get obsessed with a toy. They nag to have it. They dream of it day and night. They guilt you into getting it for them. They tell you all their friends have it, and it's not fair that they don't. They do everything possible to get the toy. They also promise that they will love it. They promise to be nicer. They promise to clean up, just void promises. They even go out of their way to tell you all the great things about this new toy they want. Now, this happens in my life practically daily with my girls. They will find a toy, they will see something, and they will just lavish. Oh, mommy, look at if it's a Barbie doll, but she has this. I'm like, you have 500 Barbie dolls, but this doll, this one has wings, and this one has, and the doll is like, it's like this beautiful, extraordinary toy that they might have very similar things to, but the shoe is different. And there's this obsessiveness about it. It is the best toy in the world, and if they can only have it, they will be happier than anyone in the world. And once they get the toy, they play with it for a few hours and then lose complete interest in it. And the only time they want it back is when another child comes over to play and chooses to play with that specific toy that they discarded. All of a sudden, that toy becomes interesting again, and only for the short time that their friends are over. That, to me, my friends, is very similar to the love bombing phase and then the discard phase. So it was once beautiful and all they can think about, and then once they have it, it becomes old and they're looking for something new. And yet, no one can ever take that toy away from it or throw it away. They want to hold on to it just because it's theirs. Now, another cool example is the hell your child will put you through for saying no to them. Just a simple no. They sulk, they have tantrums, they just lose their marbles. And in reality, they're the only ones allowed to say no. And they say it most of the time to you and anyone who's trying to get them to do something that does not go hand in hand with what mood they're in or what they want to do. If they're busy with something, it's just a no. But God forbid you use no with them. And if you've noticed, they usually want what their friends have, even if they have something better than their friends. They want what their friends have. There's this need to have things. They have out of control jealousy spurts towards their siblings or their friends, and then they fall in love with them again. They act really shy in front of others, yet at home with their mom, they are far from shy. Right? And that's the narcissist in public. They want to be responsible, to be an adult, yet once you give them any kind of responsibility, they find a million excuses as to why they didn't do it. When you explain to them that they did something wrong, they blame you or anyone else for it. But they never take responsibility, right? So she did it. It wasn't me. I was playing and she broke it. But there's no responsibility. They invent stories about their day at school or with their friends. They love showing you their bruised legs and their cuts and wounds. They go into a tailspin if they're blamed in any way possible for hurting themselves. It is always somebody else's fault while they're in pain. They complain about how everything is not fair and make sure to constantly victimize themselves. The poor me, the poor child, because they want attention. They ignore you when you call their name because they don't want to do what you want them to do. So I'll keep calling, and they won't answer. Why aren't you answering? There's no reason other than they're just not in the mood. Even when you have a full fun day with your kids and they're filled with everything they ever wanted, okay, they always find a way to complain about the one or two incidents, like they hurt themselves or they didn't get the ice cream that they really wanted, it didn't taste as good. The complaint in the car, they forget the whole day was dedicated to them and everything was according to their desire, and they will hang on to the few or one or two things that they felt sad about for a mere few seconds. And they will continuously keep sharing that with you. And there's so many more examples. of how a narcissist acts like a 5-year-old, and they're just stuck in the body of an adult and feeling entitled and egotistical that they have all this stuff, but their mind is a 5-year-old. So now you're with a narcissist and you're depleted and burnt out and exhausted and walking on eggshells all day long. You love and want to be with them, and yet you hate them and want them gone. It's a very weird emotion. Those crazy mixed up emotions that are within you are what we call crazy making, because they do drive us crazy, the narcissists. Now, if you notice, the most significant thing is most children show their tantrumy side of themselves only when they're around their mother. When they're not in the vicinity of their mother, they're kind, loving, and supposedly angels, right? You get the, your kids were angels. Oh, she was so helpful. Oh, she da-da-da. And not a single tear and not a single tantrum. Surprisingly enough, the minute the mother enters, the kids start to scream and yell and complain and want their mom, and the person who was taking care of them at the time was like, interesting. They weren't like this when you weren't around. So let's just relate it a little bit to narcissism. So it's the same sort of thing with narcissists. They display those childish nonsense traits in front of the partner only, and it leaks out if the partner has a certain amount of friends constantly around that end up seeing that side of the narcissist because they don't really know how to control it when the partner's not around. So when you're able to see the narcissist through those eyes, then you can easily lose interest in them, I hope. Because it feels exhausting to cater to a child that will never grow up. No matter how much you give of yourself to a narcissist, nothing is ever enough. And they always want more. That is why Grey Rock really works with narcissists. What it is, it's a tactic that basically means do not engage with nonsense so that you're not feeding the fuel, like a child. When they're having a tantrum, not to engage with the tantrum and give in to them. In time, they will learn that it doesn't work. Because kids and narcs want to test our boundaries, to know how far they can go, what they can get away with. And honestly, they shouldn't be getting away with anything. I hope this was helpful and insightful. It has been extremely insightful to all my clients. It has been extremely helpful to me personally. Please share all the other 5- and 6-year-old things that you have noticed now that your eyes have opened up in correlation to your narcissist. And this will give you an ease in your heart not to really take them seriously, because half the time it's nonsense. You're depending on somebody who's 5 in their mind. You're depending on somebody to show you love and care and be attentive and listen to you and put you into consideration, who's really only able to go as far as the mind of a 5-year-old. So leave me your comments. Would love to hear all your personal examples, and if this was actually helpful for you. Take care, and I'll see you on the next